All right.
Cheers.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, next Technicolor Rainbow Between. It's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And Mr. Petty.
Yeah, again. Go on, moving forward, man.
What up?
What up?
No, we're not. You're gonna say it. You're gonna say who you are.
They can read.
All right, man.
Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Blurs of Whiskey. Sorry, I got a little cabin fever. I work, but I'm just tired of doing work and coming home. Hope everybody's finding everything okay, doing everything good. We've got a great show lined up for you today where we're gonna get into some things, talk about some stuffs, and first things first on the list. You said what?
Some cuts.
Cuts. Yeah, definitely some cuts. But first things first, we lost a legend this week. We're going to have a short moment of silence for the one and only Howard Finkel.
The Fink.
To the Fink.
To the Fink.
Oof.
Are we doing the screen thing?
And we're back.
All right. So, First thing on the dots.
I'm really glad that we all can hear each other and we're not having audio difficulties.
Do we sound good?
We sound better than
So what y'all don't know was I was about to have a nigga standing right here dancing the whole time, starting to make it real awkward. Trey's making that face because Trey's making that face because Trey didn't see the whole thing last night. We just talked about it. But Teddy Riley took awkward to a whole nother level last night because not only was his audio fucking up, but he had a random nigga in a bucket hat just sitting here dancing.
And not even all the way dancing. He's like,
he giving you a bunch of these and shit the whole time. He just like what?
Was the music even playing though? Like
maybe for them.
It sounded like when you talking. You remember if you guys remember those toy microphones from back in the day when it was like really, really echoing, like it sounds exactly how Teddy was going through that shit. And the fact that he was like, "Hey, do you guys hear me? Do you hear me?" We're writing in the comments.
No,
we can hear you. And then makes a video afterwards.
This is why.
So you have
to help your elderly people out with technology.
So you know how like when P Diddy sounds when he's like getting like really trash talking, he's all like, P Diddy bad boy for life. That's pretty much what it sounded like for like a good good 15, 20 minutes. That's what it sounded like. He was just like yelling into the microphone like P Diddy did in like the beginning of like a couple of Biggie songs and stuff like that, and Victory and all them other joints.
and then meanwhile on the other end, Babyface is just the most unbothered person in the world. like Teddy did this whole grand intro with like backup music and of course the random nigga dancing, and Babyface was like, "That's cute. I like how you did that all dramatic and stuff." So shout out to the ladies and let me play something special. And he just hit play. Because he's in the studio by himself. Meanwhile, Teddy Riley tried to turn it into the goddamn
mini concert.
He tried to turn it into the BET Awards for R&B, like he was receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Soul Train meets Coachella. More like
Soul Train
meets Firefly.
So
Fire Festival.
This wasn't a collaborative thing. They weren't like planning everything out together. They just
the way the versus battles works is Swiss Beats sets it up. He gets in contact with the people and tries to set a time or whatever, right? And then they just say, "All right, you're gonna start the live, and you're gonna add this person to it, and we're gonna go from there." All of the other stuff is on the artists and what they do. Now, if you notice, other people like DJs that have done it, they had their little DJ setup, or like Lil Jon and T-Pain, they were sitting in their studios by themselves. So apparently Teddy Riley wanted to get paid for this. And we see why, because he had 75 damn people like he was MC Hammer in the 90s at his house. He thought it was a damn concert. And Babyface sitting in the studio with a bottle of wine, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to seduce somebody's wife or whatever. Teddy Riley is on some other shit. Like
he was sponsored by like the hell. He looked like he was sponsored by Harold Penner because he had like a velour tracksuit and like
oh my God,
and a bucket hat.
Oh, but the thing that was so, I'm sitting there thinking to myself the whole entire time, like, okay, Teddy, yeah, you're you're one of the greatest producers ever put on of all time. Why the hell do you not have somebody who's at least 30 and under to help you do this shit? Because you are fucking up royally.
No.
So the fact that they say it in the comments, Tony Braxton went in.
Tyrese threw in his career too. He's like, he said instead of throwing a towel, he misspelled towel and put throwing a tile. I was like, what? Tyrese want to throw the whole house out? Pick up the floor and throw it at him. That's what he's saying. Like, okay.
And another thing that come from this of last night, Spice Adams is a goddamn fool.
Yes, he is.
He did a 2-minute skit recreating the whole thing basically, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He is a
all of this. I need to see this whole thing
perfectly. Yeah, I mean, but like we said before, there's a difference between a DJ and a producer and a DJ, and that was pretty much proof right there.
Clearly, it is clear.
Wow. Okay, y'all said earlier we could find the whole thing on YouTube, the whole thing.
It is on YouTube.
Yeah, so apparently,
how long is it?
It's 55 minutes. It's 55 minutes of awkward glory. Like from start to finish.
You remember that cannabis battle when he battled that guy Disaster and how awkward you felt watching it? Like you had secondhand embarrassment pains. It was like that, but it was a lot funnier.
Before we forget, we didn't talk about our drinks this week. Yet we didn't get a chance to yet. So let's go around the horn. What are we drinking, guys?
Rick, start it off, man.
I will start off this week. Our alcohol of choice is tequila. I'm drinking Patron, and I made a little concoction I like to call YouTube money because it's Patron, Bud Light Seltzer, and Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It is the ultimate. It is the ultimate. I got money, but I'm young and dumb type of drink.
That drink sounds like it's going to tell me if I touch it, his dad's going to sue me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or this drink sounds like it calls you nigger on YouTube on Call of Duty.
like the NASCAR driver
with the hard R.
With the hard R. This is a hard ER drink right here.
So my drink is Tres Generaciones. It's certified organic. Blah blah. But basically, I mix that with orange juice and a little bit of grenadine, so I make my own tequila sunrise out of this really, 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 really tall drink.
Nice.
Yeah. So
earlier before we went, go ahead, my bad.
I got 1800, and I guess you could call it like a sunrise as well. I put mixed up pineapple juice. What's the name of it? Cranberry juice. OJ, chopped up the OJ and the lemons in there. It's a really tasty beverage. So, yeah.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah.
Did you mess up today? I mean, it's your stick, right?
For various reasons, I was told that I am not allowed to make my own drink anymore. So, I can thank my lovely mother and my lovely little sister, Gabrielle, for making me a mojito. It's made with Don Julio. I'm drinking Don Julio 70. I don't know if it's gonna. It's not working. There we go. No. Okay, I gotta put my finger on it toward work. Don Julio. Yeah. What's it called? Don't come in here.
So now you want them to talk.
Mojito. No, I don't want them to talk. No, but So I tried it a little bit earlier. I've been waiting to drink it because I wanted to wait till I showed it on the screen. I actually do like the drink. I actually do like mojitos. Don Julio 70. See, now she's yelling. Okay, all right. But it's a pretty good drink. It's a tasty beverage. But that's what we drink it. So moving on. We still in quarantine.
Ain't going nowhere.
Quarantine. we're in social distancing. I keep saying quarantine, even though we're not really quarantined.
Lockdown, isolation. Or so you think.
I go to work, I come home, I'm bored. So I recently started playing Spider-Man on PlayStation because I finally got a PlayStation. What are you guys playing these days?
Having a day. So I'll start off. I'm a sports game player, as we all know. I got 2K, Madden, MLB The Show. I went back to playing Spider-Man as well. I thoroughly still enjoy that game as well. And I've been playing God of War. Amazing. Just like Rick said earlier, the fact that it's the closest thing to Mjolnir when you throw the axe and then it comes back and you can feel it rattling in your hands and everything.
I said that before the show started for everyone.
No, I'm saying, I gave you credit for that one. I ain't still.
No.
He's giving you props.
He's clarified.
It was dope. It's a dope ass game. I just got it maybe about a week or so ago. But I love it, and I can't get off the game whenever I actually am not at work. And so, yeah.
Okay. Rick?
For me, go ahead, Rick.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, so I don't play many sports games anymore. Yeah, I mean, I say it every week. I'm still on Call of Duty. There's a reason why I call my drink what it is, because that's what I experience all the time. I've been called the N-word by so many 12-year-olds the past couple weeks. It's kind of crazy, but I'm still on Call of Duty wrecking shop.
I mean, at the end of the day, you still shoot them in the head. So I mean, I think we're all good right now. So
exactly. So I mean, if any of you fans out there want to run with your boys, I'm always on. You can look up my gamer tag or just send me a message and I'll send it to you if I feel like it. But yeah, I'm on Call of Duty wrecking shit.
Go ahead, Cam.
For me, my gaming, like I've always been a big gamer. Unfortunately, now we have more time to game. So like I feel like for me, I was very bored and I almost because it was really cheap bought WWE 2K20. I almost did. I was really close. I was really close to buying it.
AKA I'm broken.
Yeah. That game. Like even like I couldn't like it was almost $20. I'm like, all right, cool. It was under 20. I can get this. Then I started looking around, like, all right, how many patches do I have to download? I asked Trey because I know his son just recently got it. I'm like, how many times it crashed? It crashed 4 times in 1 hour.
So Little Trey is so that joke crashed the first night he played it. It crashed on him like 3 times. And I just kept coming in because I'm an asshole dad. I just kept coming in there. So son, did it crash again?
Listen, they gotta learn. They gotta grow up somehow.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
if he kept begging for
that night, he would have cursed at me. He would have said "F you, Dad." Like,
I know he kept begging. He kept begging you to like get that game, and you're like, "No, it's broken." You're like, "No, they fixed it. I swear they did." Like, all right, he got it for free, and still, you got your money's worth.
Like, what did you learn? What did you learn?
Exactly.
I did re-download Tekken 7. So I've been playing that for a bit, and I've also been playing a lot of Borderlands. Video games is just like, like online presence of video games it's huge now. So, it's a good time killer.
Yeah, I've also been doing this because my son's asked me to because he has the old Super Nintendo little small joint that you could just adapt to the TV.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
So he's been if I'm kicking his ass in Street Fighter, yeah, Trey, we're playing the old Street Fighter. He's like, no, Dad, I want to play something. I want to play Mario. I was like, really? Are we doing this? so yeah, but it's a callback on and he loves Sonic. So I mean, he's gotten so bad to the point to where, hold on a second, he actually gets our wristbands and uses these as the rings. And throwing it around.
Wow. Hey, y'all love Mario. Like, I love rings. Yo.
Well, I mean,
it's funny you should mention Street Fighter, though, because I've actually gotten it on PlayStation, so I've been kind of practicing. Not for any particular reason or anybody out there that's going to make me do it. But,
hairline.
little bit.
Hairline.
Yeah. So you're playing like old school gaming system stuff on a new school TV though, right?
Yes.
Can't you hear me?
Whoa. I'm sorry. I was checking. Chuck Clark said I got double for pneumonia and hospital stay for a week and hotel quarantine by NYS Health Department. Whoa.
Wow.
Dude. Okay.
I hope you pull through, man.
Yeah, Clark is one of the big followers of the show. He's definitely been, following us from the beginning. I hope you get better, homie. I didn't know that. Yeah, prayers up for you, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take one for you. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You just kind of killed that.
Well, on the plus side, he's got time for games.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you got time for games. So check out any of the games that we playing this week. I hope you got. So he's actually on the road. He's in a greater extent to what I need to be doing. But he's on the road making deliveries and everything as well. He's truck driver, big rig driver. So
yeah,
hope you get better, homie. What's up, everybody? The next thing we want to talk, since we're talking about gaming, very fun moments in online. So for a lot of people don't understand this, that there has been a transition from a lot of live sports to becoming e-gaming. So NFL players are playing NFL, they're playing Madden. Basketball players are playing NBA 2K. And I didn't even know they had this, but now NASCAR has it. They have a video. NASCAR
won. Before we get into this, can we say that this is a white tears moment? Or
no, you can't, because Kyle Larson is half Asian.
Keep going, Trey.
Yeah. So there's
Bro,
I didn't even know that.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. I'm not to cut you off, Trey. I'm gonna go into it. So NASCAR has been doing these e-races. They sent drivers wheels and pedals, and they've been racing, and it looks pretty cool. One of the drivers who was brought up to be a part of the NASCAR is Diverse thing that they were doing by incorporating all of these different minority drivers and bringing them up into the big show. One of them had a nice little foot and mouth disease type thing where he just decided to say the word nigger on live.
What was the R?
It was the ER. I had to say it because he said it. This is what he said.
I know he said it, but go ahead.
I know what you're getting at. I'm sorry. YouTube don't demonetize us. Anyway, yeah, like he said it. He just blurts it out and then tried to go over it like nothing was wrong. It's just so many things wrong with this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like you already, as a black person watching NASCAR, you almost had a feeling that this kind of good old backwoods type sport was that way. But then you just getting things thrown on top of it like that, just reassuring you. It's very upsetting.
It's upsetting, but also you kind of expect it from NASCAR. Just, I'm not saying it's acceptable, but
no,
it's NASCAR. You would think that would be the heartbeat of racist society.
It's
at the same time, I didn't even know. You said he's half Asian.
He's half Asian. If you look up pictures of Kyle Larson, you're just like, wait a minute.
Just look at the pictures that we got posted up. Yeah.
There's something in there with him, And again, he was brought up through a NASCAR Diversity Act.
Some idiots just don't sell themselves.
Affirmative action for NASCAR.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, Cam.
You can't make this shit up. You really can't. I mean, and then he just he was like one of those 12-year-olds that's probably called you one of those a few times during the game, probably because he was getting his ass kicked. He just came out of nowhere.
Felt really comfortable at home. That's all.
That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem for a lot of people who are playing games, is that they're really comfortable. Like Randy Orton did it before, but now he didn't use the hard ER. I'm not going to say it because I don't have to. He didn't use the hard ER, but he was like, "Oh, boo, got you, nigga." You know, he said it the right way.
He trailed off at the end because he realized when he
realized what he was saying. Yes.
Yeah, he's like, boom, headshot, nigga.
It's like he jumped over.
I didn't mean to
like
say
when
that.
you jump over a cliff. He's like, "NASCAR, nigga."
Was those the voices in his head at that point? He had one of those moments where he lost control and instead of doing the punt, he dropped the N-word.
Really. I mean, but so again, not saying it's acceptable that he said it, but in gaming, it's become so intrusive in online, not intrusive, so intricate to online gaming. Like, what are they going to put a demonetization on video gaming?
No, Trey.
Like, what can we do?
No, Trey. Here's the thing: it's not that it's accepted; it's the fact that they say it without any repercussions immediately. They won't say it to you if you're right next to them, but if you say it, I'm not gonna take a trip to like get some like gas money so I can go all the way to like Wisconsin so I can beat the crap out of a 12-year-old who just called me the N-word. He knows that, so he knows that.
Shout out to Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
That anonymity, but like that you can't touch me. So Randy Orton, you can't see me, so I can say it, but like, oh crap, you know, whatever. So that's why they're accepted.
And I mean, and it's just even the fact that, I mean, the one that, and Karma came back and slapped the hell out because all of his sponsors pulled out. He got kicked out of NASCAR. So I mean, dude.
No, don't say kicked out. They fired his ass.
They fired his ass. You fucked yourself over a video game.
Right.
Seriously. I mean, you did it to yourself. And I mean, you have no one else to blame but yourself. So yeah.
But also,
if I have any sympathy for his ass, hell no.
But you know, and also, so we got to tell the whole story of it. Also, like, there's another half to the coin. So a black driver the week before this had a gamer rage moment as well. Like, I guess something happened to where like he got into a crash on the game, and so instead of just, you know what I mean, just playing through it or whatever, he just quit the whole game in the middle of a race. And then goes on Twitter talking shit to gamers, disparaging the whole thing, saying it's stupid. So his ass lost some sponsors too. So it's just so these NASCAR drivers are causing themselves money. Again, another one who was brought up through a diversity act.
You can't make this up.
So these NASCAR drivers are causing themselves millions of dollars just because they can't keep their gamer rage to themselves. Like, it makes no sense, dude.
All right, what else we got?
Right.
Tired of talking about
forward, nigga.
You tired? What? Shut up. You tired of that? But speaking of people doing stupid stuff to make black people angry, yeah. So what was it? Colorado, that people were protesting the coronavirus shutdowns and everything.
No.
It was Michigan.
Michigan, yes. And they actually had a rally because they wanted to reopen the country. Like, there's so many people out there who want to reopen the country. I understand why, but people are still dying out there. People are still dying. People are still sick. We just found out Chuck Clark is in the freaking hospital.
Bro, Florida reopened. They opened the beaches in Jacksonville, and an hour later they were full.
What does Uncle Charlotte always say? The craziest people
in all of America is in the Bronx and all of Florida. Florida.
Bro, it's you remember that Bugs Bunny? Remember that Looney Tunes cartoon
where he saw it off like that part of Florida?
Don't you just wish you could do that?
Yo, just send it off.
Just the whole state.
Animaniacs.
The whole state of Florida.
That was Bugs. That was Bugs.
Just get rid.
It was Bugs Bunny.
It was Bugs.
Florida away.
Shout out to Bugs Bunny on that one.
Just throw the whole state away. This shit is fucking crazy. Like, and then you got people out there talking about the corona is a hoax. What are you talking about? How is it a hoax? Where are you getting this from? Like, it's
they like niggas die every day, B.
So, basically. But I mean,
what?
What?
No, I'm saying that's what they say. They looking at it as like, oh, people die every day. Like, dude, it's a legit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's just, I mean, people are idiots. Human beings in general are stupid.
I mean,
they do stupid things.
For me,
myself included.
For me, the funny part for me is the irony of it is like these are the same people who are against like anyone else that's protesting, but for actual rights that are being repressed. But now you got like, oh, stay inside. You know what? I don't want to stay inside. So now they're like literally outside. One person had a sign that says my body, my choice, and it had like a circle and a slash over a face mask. But at the same time, she's rocking a bandana around her neck, which she pulled down her face.
You can't make it. Oh, you don't want to die, but you want to protest. Like, people just want to do stuff just to either be seen, heard. Like, people just do stupid shit. Like, come on now.
The shit that people do to be a part of the group is fucking crazy.
It really is.
Crazy.
I say when they get time on their hands, all of a sudden, Karen's a racial slur and their rights are being like oppressed because they're told to stay indoors or wear a mask when they go out.
Right.
So that's where we're at right now, America. What else we got?
Boy. Oh man, that's just. Oh well, did you guys get your stimulus checks?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What'd you do with your money?
Savings account.
I was about to say savings account right over.
Sure, everybody doing something smart with your money. Don't do that crazy.
I can tell you this right now. I'm not doing what Rick said, even though it was funny as hell. Just go ahead and buy you some Jordans and shit like that. So I'm not doing that. I'm saving. So I mean, that's all I'm really doing. I'm not going anywhere. I got a pretty good check in my account right now, and I'm not going nowhere. The only place I'm going to is work, the grocery store, and home. That's it. Yeah, it's been one whole month since I put gas in my tank, and I'm like almost near the end. And I mean, the fact that I'm not spending about $50 to $60 a week just on gas is remarkable. I could just sit on my ass, play my video games, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm just holding on till because I know this. Once the lockdown is over, my electric bill. Oh man,
Bruh.
My electric bill.
This going to be crazy. It's going to be like the TV, the Wi-Fi, the internet. I can't do it. What about you, Rick?
They're going to gouge the shit out of us when all this is over. They're definitely going to gouge the shit out of us. Shit's going to go back up high. I really don't have any needs for anything. You know what I mean? Like I said, like when shit a couple weeks ago, I was going Amazon crazy like everybody else, ordering random shit, trying out stuff. But at this point now, I really don't need anything. I got food. I don't have to buy anything. Don't know new shoes come out till May, so I'm straight.
Can I say something? Can I have a moment? Can I have a moment of everybody's time?
Please, you look like you got something on your chest. Get it off.
Yeah, I do. So thanks to my cousin Rick, who revealed to everybody where I work. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Please only order essential items. Like, it don't make no sense. It don't make no effing sense. I'm gonna try to keep this as. I'm not trying to lose my job.
Right. Be good.
Please only order essential items. I have delivered so many DSW shoes in the past 24 hours that it is made like. And here's another thing: the people who are making deliveries for you, don't walk up to the truck. Don't come to them and try to take the package. I'm going to put the package in the middle of the street, and you're going to come and get it. I don't want to touch you. I don't. I'm wearing a mask. I have on gloves. I'm going to set it here, and then you can come and get it when I move, when I leave. So,
you're talking about the people that's actually outside waiting on the.
Because
you don't want to just leave it in the middle of the
top
street
of their driveway, waving because I'm bringing them their DSW shoes. Who you gonna wear the shoes for? Where you going?
That Zoom meeting at 9 a.m.
But them pumps though, Trey.
Walk around the house.
But them pumps though, they gotta do the whole entire and change back into a different.
No,
I'm about to say.
Challenge, right?
Listen, I'm about to say people are getting dressed for their don't rest challenges, and also at work. So this is a thing that I didn't know is actually a thing. Everybody is having Zoom meetings now. And for their Zoom meetings, they're still trying to do themes for work. So you have some places that are doing Crazy Hat Day, or hey, we're doing Hawaiian Shirt Day.
No,
So-
I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired of delivering. I'm tired of going from literal house to house to house to house, delivering DSW shoes. And people's pet projects that they ain't had a chance to work on yet. Like, you know, like they want to build a shed. Like, no, look, order food, order toilet paper, leave me the hell alone.
Huh. Well, Trey, look at it like this. At least you're not like that Amazon guy who's delivering.
Herb, I'm keeping certain stuff that I've delivered out of this because I don't want to lose my job. But I've definitely delivered some items.
Some adult essential items.
Yeah.
Let's just say this: I've become very familiar with Adam and Eve products. Anyway. But yeah.
By the way, we got to point
people are nasty.
out. Ashley Jackson did say this, and we have to do this. Don't forget to start your cars regularly throughout, because the batteries will so they don't die. So be sure to go ahead and do that. Because, like my wife, she does hair for a living, so she's not driving because I'm the one that's out there picking up groceries. So yeah, I have to start up the car to make sure her battery doesn't die, and just make sure you take care of that.
One more thing.
And Aaron says, "Look like you need a new job, bro."
I'm ignoring Aaron. I'm ignoring him. Don't even want to hear from that bomber. Like that's something off after the show. I'll tell you about that.
Oh man.
You know, my mom is a bit of an a-hole, so she said, but we need that special makeup brush. Really, Mom?
I love the fact that Trey's the only person who can yell back at people who are commenting.
Because literally my whole family is in the other room. So. I'm just poking fun at them.
That's funny. That is funny. So the crazy thing is I'm on a first name basis with most of the people that work for DoorDash in my area.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I did see you sneak that Papa John's pizza past the camera before we started.
Hey, listen, nigga, I'm hungry.
So
you look, I ain't eating on camera.
So speaking of jobs,
yeah.
So a lot of people kind of lost theirs recently, though.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
did.
Yeah.
We got a lot. So, hey, off camera guy, are you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
You mind jumping in real quick to explain what the difference between furlough and fired is? Because some people are under the impression because WWE decided to cut some costs and cut some corners by letting go at least like over 100 employees.
They let go of 25% of the damn roster.
Yeah,
and they didn't have to.
But some people are like, oh, well, they weren't fired. They were furloughed. I'm like, no, the wrestlers were fired. Some of the employees were furloughed. And then they're not understanding the difference between furlough and fired. So I'm like, I'm tired of going through this. So someone who else can explain.
Yeah, so the furloughed employees are expected to return to work when business as usual can resume. But when your contract has been released, you're done. So it's for you to be rehired, they're gonna have to get you a whole new contract. And these guys that have been released still have a 90-day non-compete
clause. Yeah. So here's the difference though. Like, so here's the thing that's been going on for a lot of times. People like, I think who's that guy? John. One not the Daily Show, but the other guy, the guy with the accent and the glasses. And
John Oliver.
John Oliver. So John Oliver is the one who revealed that WWE wrestlers are what's known as independent contractors. They're not employees. Mm-hmm. Their contracts are one way. So like they sign a contract for how many years with the deal. They have to work that many set of years. Now, if they can't quit the WWE, they can't. They have to be fired. If they quit, they breach a contract. Now, if WWE decides to fire them, they can cancel that contract immediately whenever they want to. And then they have what's known as a no-compete clause. That means they can't wrestle for anybody for at least 90 days after they're fired.
They can't earn a living for 90 days.
Right. So that's the difference between some of those and what like off-camera guy was saying is some of the other contracts, when they expire, they have the no compete clauses. That's why like someone like Matt Hardy, when his contract expired at midnight, 12:02, he's tweeting "Be the Elite" because now he can go to AEW. He can sign for AEW at 12:05, and legally that's fine. But I say someone who all these wrestlers who are fired, but the no compete clause is really dumb, especially in today's climate where there is no one else wrestling right now. So it's like that's just part of the big thing about Vince McMahon and
I understand the underhandedness of it, but it's a contract. You can't just because there's a pandemic doesn't mean you're gonna break a contract. Business still exists. Bro. You gotta maintain those things. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying there are contracts in place.
I do feel like this is the bad time, and we've had like cuts like this before, and some people when they get future endeavored is what they call it. Good luck to your future endeavors. When that stuff happens, some of those wrestlers are pretty much either on their way out or they were never being used in the first place. What all this does, like he said, he let go of damn near like 25 to 30% of the roster. It's because what Vince McMahon was doing for years while AEW was fledgling and New Japan was getting some run, he would hoard through like the all these indie wrestlers and would like hoard and hold and re-sign all these wrestlers to him so he can hold contracts so that other promotions couldn't get any of the talent. Yeah. And then now that it's coming to bite him in the end, it's like, oh, well, now I have all this money I'm giving away for nothing. All right, y'all, bye. And they're like, okay, now what?
It's like he really needed to sign No Way Jose and Kurt Hawkins. Why did you bring back Kurt Hawkins? Kurt Hawkins, excuse me.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring him back?
I know what, because he wanted to go ahead and get him on WrestleMania to win a championship. And
right.
lose it a week and a half later.
No, you're thinking of Zack Ryder, dude.
Yeah,
you got to confuse with Zack Ryder.
And Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental belt.
No, not the Intercontinental.
At WrestleMania.
I'm talking about tag scene.
Oh no, they
won it in the show.
They had a little bit of a run though. They had a little bit of a run with that. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, a lot of talented people lost their jobs. Like, why didn't you do anything with the OC? Why didn't you do something with them? You made them cannon fodder for the Undertaker, who could barely climb up on top of the damn stable that they were on top of. You cut Rusev, but you're keeping his wife around. Like what? Okay,
she got fired yesterday.
Oh, she did.
I thought I saw a report saying that she got fired.
But even still though, dude, like he's been punishing Rusev and Lana since they announced their engagement on Twitter 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like you hoard all of these talented people, and then when the situation suits you, you cast them away like you're one of the fucking kids from Toy Story or something. Like what
I'm done with you.
Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Like this shit is crazy to me, man. Like if you sign all of these people, use them in some
form. As always been said by everybody, it's Vince's playground. He does what he wants.
Yeah, now, I'm fairly certain he felt bad about it. But like,
yeah, okay.
Well,
but my issue is the amount of people that he fired was way more than normal. Most of the time, when they do like future,
they do like maybe 10.
Yeah, like 10, 20, something like that. He did 100. Like he got rid of Fit Finley. That dude has been in the company training people for over like the entire Divas Revolution.
He's a WWE lifer.
Right.
Yeah.
And he got rid of him.
He wasn't furloughed. He was fired.
Right. Then you got someone like Lance Storm. Lance Storm shut down his school so that he can move. So he can move closer in the United States so he can work with the WWE. Only to be fired. No, I'm sorry. He was probably furloughed. Only to be furloughed within like 4 months into
4 months or something like that.
Bro.
Shane Helms.
Billy
Mika says the week on Viceland, the Dark. Mika says this week on Viceland's dark side of the ring, the COVID-19 screw job.
But Billy Kidman sacrificed a very, very productive career to become a background guy, and he was just thrown away like a piece of dirty tissue this week.
Yeah.
Mike Chioda has been a referee almost as long as Earl Hebner.
Since '89.
The crowd would cheer
over
Mikey Yoda.
Like yeah,
we
like
know
he's one
how
of the
many
most
other
he's one of the most
referees do you know
over
their names?
referees.
And instead, we're stuck with little Nate.
Oh man, it's really depressing.
But
this is cutthroat business. WWE is still first and foremost a business.
Yeah,
and he made the right move to save his company.
No,
so granted, he didn't have to make that move. It was unnecessary. They still have $500 million in the bank.
Do you want to
my money?
Do you want to do the math right now? The amount of people he got rid of totals up to like maybe like $7,000 a month.
Again, I said he didn't have to do it. He chose to do it.
So along with that, that means you also got he could have like shortened Raw back to 2 hours. He could have he could have cut Goldberg's contract. He could have let Ronda Rousey stay on the farm. But no. He
wait, Ronda Rousey is still signed?
Yes. He's still getting a check.
All that trash he's been talking, and she's still signed. She's still under contract.
She's on the fans and she's still getting the check.
She shows you how to plant tomatoes on her Twitch page. On her Twitch.
What?
YouTube videos about growing oranges. And then talk shit about fans.
Hey, but
this is why everybody needs to go. You need to go. But in addition to looking at Blurs and Whiskey on YouTube or at blursandwhiskey.com, you need to look up Jim Cornette. Because on that man is something. But the other thing is, Jim Cornette gives it to you straight. He has been going off about this for the past 72, 48, however long it's been. But going off all week.
But speaking of, but just like Jamaica said, though,
insider information about what's going on with the cuts, and like he hates Ronda Rousey. Like he went in about Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah,
and I assumed she had been. I assumed her contract had ended. I didn't know she was still.
Bro.
She was just out for injury for a second.
This means that somebody like who's the big Samoan chick? Nia Jax. If she gets her hands on her, she's
gonna do to her what she did to Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
boost her career.
Like she's kind of unsafe in the ring, and she's bigger than you. She's gonna hurt you.
All right. About the fact she actually said, "Yeah, they may have me lose this match, but you're gonna be broken, bitch." So I mean. That's exactly what she said.
But shout out to Jamaica for bringing up Dark Side of the Ring, because I think that's what we're about to go to next. Because Jimmy
Super Murder Jimmy Snuka,
the classic '80s wrestler. Like everyone was a big fan, and people like me. So the parallel difference between the parallel difference between Superfly and what happened with Chris Benoit. Is the fact that, in my honest opinion, when after hearing all the story and the recant story and everything, if Chavo Guerrero told Vince McMahon at the very beginning that weird text message he got from Chris Benoit, he probably would have been down there to see what had happened and been able to cover it up better. Wow. But because of how everything went down, that's why he wasn't able. So he had to play catch up with it as opposed to getting in front of it. So with Superfly, he was able to keep it under wraps, because 1, wrestling wasn't as big as it is now. 2, the internet was never around. 3, the fact that he walked in with a briefcase and goes, everything's been taken care of, and it walks away.
So let me bring the fans up to speed and everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about. So this week on the Viceland's Dark Side of the Ring, they covered
we're going to be talking about every week,
right? Because they're giving us content out the ass. But anyway, they covered Jimmy Superfly Snuka and the death of his girlfriend, Nancy.
Not his wife, his girlfriend.
Right, his girlfriend. It was Nancy. Was it Nancy Valentino?
Something like that. Argentino.
Nancy Argentino. So in 1983, Nancy Argentino was found dead in their hotel room. Unresponsive in their hotel room in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
She made it to the hospital.
There were a lot of shenanigans that took place around this. There was I'm just gonna go out and say it. I'm sorry. My comments are my comments and my comments alone. The Allentown police force did not investigate this at all.
Yeah.
They didn't investigate it one bit. Because the coroner's report alone changed my whole thought process about Jimmy Snuka. Like, my whole thought process.
They said
lacerations all over her entire body.
Bruises. They said that she had bruises on her neck. The Undertaker at her funeral said that she had bruises all over her neck that we had to struggle to cover up with. Like, what the fuck? And then, of course, Vinnie Mac, he comes into a meeting with the Allentown police force.
Here comes the money.
I gotta protect my top guy. Right. Some money. Shut your mouth. And it worked. But at the same time, this was the 80s?
It was 83.
88.
It was the 80s, so they could get away with a lot more.
It was 83, bro.
83, my bad, yeah.
I wasn't even born yet.
No, but it was just like when you said as far as like that whole entire that autopsy just changed your whole mind. Like I felt like what's the dude's name from Boondocks? That nigga is guilty. Guilty.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus. You know what? Dude. You kind of favoring Uncle Ruckus sometimes. One big guy.
But you know that, like, it's so I learned I didn't know about this case that much. I didn't know a lot of the details. I remember when they brought Jimmy Snuka up on trial in 2015, and I was just like, damn, why they harassing the Superfly? He old as shit. Like, what's going on? But then I see this. Right, and then I see this, and I'm just like, I wish they would have put his ass in fucking jail.
Bruh.
You know what also?
Hold up. Vince offered the family, Jamaica, thank you. Vince offered the family $25,000. Yeah, like
this is 83.
How much money do you need?
This is 83. 25K. 25 now is pretty. Is it not? 25K back in 83.
He could have bought Allentown.
Yeah,
he did buy Allentown.
right.
and then they sued the family sued Jimmy Snuka for $500K for the wrong, and they won the case, and they never got paid.
Bro, how did an investigative reporter do more detective work than the goddamn detectives?
Because the detectives were paid off. Vince showed up with a briefcase and without a briefcase.
The fact that the police chief years later, when he's bringing up evidence of stuff like that, there was a third person in the car, huh?
Yo, did you see his face? Did you see his face when they said the Tonga kid was in the car? He was just like, "What? Huh? No, he wasn't. There was nobody in there." Like, dude, yeah, that shit
was just,
and
everything
also
was shady about that shit.
And also, this sounds really wrong to say, but I have to give the Tonga kid props because just like anybody, if that's your boy, you're gonna be ride or die with him. So he made a whole story about like, yeah, man, we played like 8 tracks in the car. We played Duck Duck Goose. We saved an orphanage. Yeah, man. We picked flowers.
Yo, Tonga kid.
I pray that you guys have that much loyalty in your hearts.
Dog, Tonga kid was on some Tonga kid was on some Gucci Mane's wife type loyal shit in that documentary. That motherfucker was the super fat was my guy. That was my boy.
Yes. And he walked out the interview like, he ain't do nothing wrong. He ain't do nothing wrong. He's Jesus in my eyes at this point.
Like, did she fall? No. She worked perfectly fine.
We was in the car. We was laughing and dancing and joking the whole way. We was doing some little coke too.
You know what else was alluded to in that documentary? So apparently Jimmy Snuka was the Undertaker before the Undertaker, because you know how the Undertaker is like the guy in the back that if you're not going to play ball, he's going to get after you. Jimmy Snuka was the Undertaker before that. So like they said, like he referred to Vince as brother Vince, and anytime anybody wasn't willing to play ball, the Snuka would go and see him. It's like so.
Go ahead.
No. Finish. Go ahead.
the Bama got in a fight with the police and police dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What? Like, do you see
his
these pictures of Jimmy Snuka right here? This man was fighting police dogs and the police.
In his defense, though, he was also high on cocaine when he was doing it. So I mean, like, he was invincible.
Bruh,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
the Bama threatened.
Why do we have that gift?
the Bama threatened Nancy's sister, and then as a I'm sorry, he handed her some cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Oh yeah.
He got that from the New Jack School of Apologies.
Right.
Yo, like this show has really like revealed to me that there's so
80s.
much behind the series, behind the ropes,
behind the scenes.
Oh my god! Like that we don't even know about. Like this is crazy.
And then and Cam alluded to this earlier. Nancy was just Jimmy's girlfriend. His wife is still there. She's still with him.
She still has his last name.
Bruh.
Hey, you know what? And I'm about to piss a lot of people off with this.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, you know, I don't want to say it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? No, hey, let's start with this character of the week. Let's get this out the way.
right. Let's go. Yeah.
This is character of the week.
Yeah, good call. Stop that where it was at.
Character of the week. Okay, let's go to slash and get the high score. Yeah. Oh, hey. Today's character of the week is Arcade. Much like the Joker, the actual character Arcade doesn't have an official first name. He's a Marvel villain whose first appearance was actually in a Marvel team-up with Spider-Man and Captain Britain. He's the owner and builder and facilitator of a place of death traps called Murder World. It's like Disney World with murder. So, in comparison, I would say, like, he's Joker mixed with the Riddler mixed with Jigsaw. What he does differently than most villains when they make elaborate death traps is he actually makes them with a small percentage chance of the actual person trapped to escape, as opposed to just killing them outright. It's been pretty much like since the 70s. He's also been a main villain of X-Men, too. He has no ill will towards, I guess, mutants, but he's just a hitman who makes elaborate death traps and is hired to kill people. He's also very psychological in his torture of the victims inside his murder world. Like, he was the first person to kind of like make Wolverine kind of lose his shit a little bit because he kept revisiting his battles with the Hulk. He's also the one to kind of like bring to the forefront of Storm's claustrophobia, because before then she never really confided anybody about some of her fears. So there's always that too. He has a psychological advantage, so somehow he either is like a dossier or some type of file on his victims. There was a version of him in the X-Men animated show, X-Men Evolution. He went by the name as Weber Torque. Who was a kid who just really loved computers and thought the Danger Room or the videos feed from the Danger Room was a video game, and he was actually pitted against the X-Men unwillingly. A more true-to-form version of him in media would be the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, which actually featured him in the 70s get-up, but with a modern-day video game twist with the younger Peter Parker teaming up with Wolverine and Captain America. Through variations of like LMDs, holograms, and basically an updated version of Murder World. And speaking of video games, he was also featured in a 1992 Super Nintendo game, X-Men / Spider-Man Arcade's Revenge. That game was pretty hard. Also been in various other comics like the Ultimate X-Men as like a big game hunter type guy. With technology, he was in different versions of him in like Age of the Apocalypse and other stuff like that. But generally, he's pretty much been depicted as a computer game oriented pinball death guy, virtual reality killer. But basically, he's an Arcade. So whenever you think of Arcade, always remember that you lost the game. Back to you guys.
And that was what's the name?
We all lost the game.
Week.
Arcade.
I never beat that game. I never beat that game.
I vaguely remember that game. It's just like I remember that game being like not great because it was Super Nintendo. So it's like I'm expecting to see like my actual comic book characters in real life.
Can we talk about how all the X-Men games were literally some of the hardest games in the history of video games?
Yeah. Except for the arcade. The arcade was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The actual arcade was pretty easy. No, but
that was on Xbox Live for a little bit.
All you had to do was pick Colossus.
Oh wow!
Where you had Colossus would warp the entire
clear the screen.
No, but Rick alluded to something earlier when I told him what the character week was. He said I would love to see like a live adaptation of either one of these two characters, or at the same time, like a versus, like a weird versus battle between like Mojo of the Mojo verse and Arcade.
Yeah,
I would.
You gonna stop forgetting about my boy Mysterio, man?
Man, Mysterio.
I'm trying to tell you.
I would say that Patton Oswalt could play Mojo, but apparently his MODOK has been so good that they about to bring him into the live action world. But that's for a hit. That's for another day.
I'm thinking like a motion capture. Who would actually like?
Oswalt is MODOK?
So real quick, this is gonna be all subject. I got to deviate for a second, but let me put you up on something. I've been trying to hold off on this. So they're doing an animated show about MODOK, about him being demoted from AIM and him having a family. But apparently his portrayal was so good on the animated show that Feige was just like, he's going to be the villain for Avengers 5.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yo, cheers to that. And there goes my mojo.
Oh man.
But that's besides the point. We deviating from our show list. So Herb, if you will, please, sir.
Yeah, so this
Why don't
week
we talk about this during a damn conference call?
Yeah, we'll talk about this after the show. But this week, throwback show of the week, we're going into Celebrity Deathmatch, one of my all-time favorite shows on MTV. What's the name? Celebrity Deathmatch started off in episode. The first episode was May 14th through 98, and the last episode was March 30th of 07. 6 seasons. 93 episodes. I didn't even realize it was that many. So that was dope in itself. As you all know, the commentary on the show, this claymation animation, this claymation awesome show was Johnny Gomez, Nick Diamond, and everybody's favorite referee, Mills Lane. Let's get it on. So
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Few things I wanted to talk about. Number one, Ice Cube actually wanted to try to bring this back, and for whatever reason, it hasn't been on. He actually tried to bring it back in 2018, but apparently it must have fell over or something. Another thing was, what match would you guys like to? Before we get to that one, what was your favorite match? Mine was Stone Cold versus Vince and Chris Rock versus The Rock. And if you haven't seen that, it's on YouTube. So
it's been so long since I've seen Celebrity Deathmatch, I can't even remember a lot of them. But I just remember being entertained by it all the time. A good one that I would really, really enjoy right now would be Ben Affleck's Batman versus Christian Bale's Batman.
And that's what I was getting ready to get into.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
What would
The
you
battle
like
of
to
the
see?
Spider-Man.
A triple threat?
Yes. That was awesome.
Toby, Tom, and Andrew.
Yeah.
Hey, the Amazing Spider-Man series is underrated. Fuck y'all.
The Spectacular Spider-Man series is underrated to me. I think Andrew
The
Garfield
or the movie.
The movie, man.
Movie.
Andrew Garfield was sick.
He was a good Spider-Man.
Andrew was good. Andrew was a good Spider-Man. But I mean, like the movie itself ruined it.
Jamie Foxx was a good Electro.
now you just trolling. Now you
the best Trey on.
Stop trolling.
But before the last thing I wanted to say, as far as what is some of today, well, Rick just answered one of his own. What is some that you would like to see today? Here's a few that I brought up. Martin Scorsese versus Kevin Feige. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. And Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker versus RDJ Iron Man.
So Feige versus Scorsese would be awesome because I can see like I can see Scorsese summoning a bunch of mob guys, but at the same time, Feige does like this, and the whole Marvel universe just appears. So that would actually be dope. That would be dope as shit to me.
Oh, but another thing I wanted to bring up too. This is a Blurs and Whiskey version. I want to see Brock and Rick go at it.
Why are you trying to get that man started?
I want to see it.
Which I don't understand is the whole quarantine. I've been doing HIIT training every day because the Nike training app is free. So I've been doing these HIIT classes from these high level ass trainers that all live in New York. I'm gonna fuck him up. I want y'all to understand that. I don't give a shit if it's tomorrow or if I'm 55 goddamn years old. Me and that motherfucker gonna fight, and I'm gonna win.
So you're telling us that you're gonna be 60 years old looking for another 70-year-old person because it's the only time you're gonna be able to get close to him.
Yep.
Anyway,
hey man, all I'm gonna say about that.
Hey, Johnny actually has some good ideas for matchup. He said, she said the battle of the Catwomen: Eartha Kitt, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Halle Berry.
Halle Berry would lose because she's terrible.
What about Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
She could be the referee.
Oh, I forgot about Anne Hathaway. You're right. Yeah, that'll fatal 4-way of the Cat. Yo, Celebrity Deathmatch, if they do it right, like, hey, MTV, Celebrity Deathmatch, you got your writer's room right here. So
I was about to say, if y'all would pay attention, we just gave you a bunch of goddamn matches, and we got plenty more.
We just gave you a first full season.
We gave you season 7 already. But
exactly.
That's pretty much Money in the Bank right now.
Van Damme versus Seagal. Mike Graham said that one. That would actually be pretty funny.
Bruh.
It's got to be Fat Seagal and old Van Damme. It can't be them young.
Yeah,
but speaking of Money in the Bank, we had a WWE. At this point, WWE has just lost their shit. They're just doing whatever.
They're trolls.
I'm pretty sure Vince has a dartboard and it just says crazy shit, and he just throws darts at it and see what it lands on. Because
that's good shit.
So this year's Money in the Bank match will be a corporate ladder match, and it's going to be held at WWE headquarters. If you don't follow WWE on any type of social media, go look for it, because right now they're building a ring on top of the fucking headquarters.
You got people actually like Trey, who are delivery drivers, driving and be like, "What the fuck is going on over
there?" In my mind, what I'm thinking of is like a wrestling version of the Raid, where it's like you got like all these levels, you got wrestlers like you gotta fight each other. So like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I kind of like it.
Oh.
I mean, it's
right.
How y'all gonna fire like over 100 people and then tell them like, hey, climb the corporate ladder?
It literally is that WWE commercial back in the Attitude Attitude Era.
That's
Put it on.
That's an
but
era.
It's the Attitude Era where they literally are just fighting throughout the whole entire place while they're just recording the whole entire commercial.
You know what will be the most WWE shit is when they get out there to the ring and you look up and you see the Money in the Bank briefcase up there, but there's a glass ceiling. And only Roman Reigns can get through.
With a Superman punch. Hey, hold up. Herc said, WWE headquarters is just exit 9 on 995. Dude, don't be giving out locations.
All I'm saying is, I feel like this is probably like a really, really awkward video game in real life. I mean, do you think they're going to do the WWE cinematic version of it, where it's going to be like a action film, like levels and like fighting like bad guys and other wrestlers?
I wouldn't be surprised.
How much you want to bet Vince told Edge that he wants them to do a spear off a ladder? You're fine now. Go ahead and do it.
You're next. Okay.
Someone's gonna get speared through like a plate glass window or something.
Dude, I just can we all agree? Can we all just agree at this point? Vince really is senile, and he's really is just in crazy old man territory at this point.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to disagree. I honestly still think he's very much of sound mind and body, and honestly, he doesn't care.
Cam, he tried to pull it. He tried to do an angle where he was having incest with his daughter.
He don't care.
He's been crazy ever since then.
Normal rules don't apply to people like him. Like, I'm pretty sure he's never been grocery shopping in like 60 years.
Hey, this gif of Damian Sandow missing the Money in the Bank, fucking this shit is killing me.
You're welcome.
That was his whole career. All right, y'all, we gotta get out of here.
No,
man.
oh man.
Off camera girls said they're not allowed to say Roman Reigns' name. Vince is mad at him right now.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Yeah, wow. Vince is pissed at him for pulling out of WrestleMania. So like he's kind of persona non grata around there now.
Wow.
So he got cancer.
Right.
Old buzzard. Leave him alone.
He who shall not be named too, basically.
Right. So he's gonna have The Rock come in and do a segment talking shit about him too.
So
Take your ball.
Roman Reigns versus The Rock in the next WrestleMania.
Bruh. Whatever.
I kind of look forward to that.
This is Vince.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and close this out.
Come on now.
Before we go,
we drink on camera.
I want to put out there.
Huh?
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, y'all.
Help us
before we go. Go to our Instagram because hold up. Before we go to our Instagram, Blurs and Whiskey on Instagram. Check out our No Rush Challenge. We Herb actually headed that one up. Go ahead, tell us about what happened.
Yeah, so Blurred Over hit us up, and he asked us if we want to go ahead and get in on the No Rush, Don't Rush Challenge. And so when we did that, we set up our parts, send it to him, and so shout out to Blurred Over and the rest of the Black nerd Blurred community who actually went out and did their stuff too. So shout out to Blurred Over and everybody else over there. Like, share, subscribe. Also, we're gonna get just a quick shout out. Doing the Herb's comic book journey. We will be getting into not Spider-Man, Captain America this week. I forget the name of it. It's the one
Soldier.
White before Winter Soldier. The lead up to Winter Soldier, because it's gonna be a 2-part Herb's comic book journey this week. It's dang it, I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, it's
I don't remember. I gotta look. Like I haven't.
It's the lead up. I'll tell you guys in yeah.
Oh, that one.
Out of time. Oh yeah. So it's the lead up to it, and then next week we're gonna get into Winter Soldier.
You're gonna have a good time.
Yes.
Okay.
So
so
this
good.
Comic book
fucking good.
Was dope as shit.
So hold on real quick. I just want to butt in. I'll say this: as good as the fucking movie is, the book is that much better.
Yes. Yes. But
and the movie is is one of my top 2 Marvel movies.
Yes. I did not think I was ever going to like a Captain America movie, but I did somehow.
Other than that, best Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Civil War was a pretty good one too.
But Civil War was really Avengers 2.5.
To Winter Soldier?
Bro.
I'm sorry. They're both like that beatdown.
They're good. They're both good. Okay. That's a whole nother beatdown. That is a whole. Look, my mama made pancakes. It's time for us to go. Let's close this thing out. All right.
Yeah. So all right.
Like, share,
as we always do, like, share, subscribe, buy our merch on our page. Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink.
Mother lover, drink. I'm gonna go get me some pancakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And thank you for watching Blurs and Whiskey.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms.
And check us out on blursandwhiskey.com.
Be sure to get that merch.
And come take this shot.